The sun barely peeks over the horizon, but sleeping in isn't an option. Your cubs have declared it breakfast time. One chews on your tail, while another sinks his tiny claws into your belly, reminding you of how snatched your waist once was. You sigh deeply. These little fur balls are adorable, but you'll be nursing them for up to 6 months, and every meal they get depends on how well you eat. If you're not eating enough, your cubs don't grow strong, which means their odds of survival plummet. It's a lot of pressure being the pride's personal milk dispenser. And as if nursing your own cubs wasn't enough, the pride's communal system means any cub can nurse from you if they feel like it. Some days, it feels like running a daycare with zero boundaries. As the day heats up, the cubs engage in their favorite activity, chaos. They tumble, wrestle, and climb anything that looks climbable, including you. But here's the catch. Your cubs don't just see you as mom. Any lioness in the pride can double as a babysitter, which means you often find your cubs napping with one of your sisters or play fighting with an older lioness's tail. It's heartwarming until one of them drags their muddy paws onto your fur. You share an extraordinary bond with the other lionesses in your pride. You and your sisters or mothers often raise your cubs together in a cooperative system. This communal care boosts cub survival rates and strengthens social bonds. Cubs can nurse from any lactating lioness if necessary, even though they prefer their own mothers, making the pride one big extended family. And let's not forget the pecking order. The oldest, most experienced lioness, the matriarch, sometimes gets a bit bossy. She's got the respect of everyone, including you, but that doesn't mean you're thrilled when she demands the shadiest napping spot. You let it slide. It's better to keep her happy than argue under the blazing sun. The sun blazes overhead and hunger gnaws at your belly. It's time to team up with the pride and hunt. You crouch low in the golden grass, every muscle taut, every sense heightened. Your target? A herd of zebras grazing by the waterhole. They look calm now, but you know better. It'll take one wrong move to turn them into a stampeding blur of black and white. You edge closer, careful to stay downwind. One of the younger lionesses sneezes, and everyone glares at her. Seriously? Rule number 1 of hunting. Do not make a sound. The zebras twitch their ears, yet they remain still. You give the signal, and the team splits up, each lioness taking her position like a seasoned chess player. You're the pawn moving in stealth. Your sister is the queen ready to pounce. The zebras, they're clueless knights about to get toppled. When the moment is right, you launch yourself forward, claws extended, your body moving like an arrow loosed from a bow. The zebras scatter in a mixture of hooves and panic. You focus on one, a limping straggler. Your heart pounds as you gain ground, adrenaline flooding your veins. You leap, sinking your claws into its flank, and with a final burst of strength, you bring it down. The rest of the pride closes in, sealing the deal. You won. You are an expert hunter, known for your coordination and strategic planning. You often target weak, young, or injured prey to increase your odds of success. The chase can reach speeds of up to 50 miles per hour, but stamina is limited, so every second counts. Of course, not every hunt goes this well. Sometimes the prey escapes and you're left panting and annoyed, staring at the dust trail of what could have been dinner. Then there are the more embarrassing moments, like the time a particularly bold cheetah charged you instead of the other way around. Let's just say you don't live that one down anytime soon. After the pride takes down a zebra, the team gathers for the feast. Just as you're about to dig in, guess who shows up? Your mate, the pride's dominant male, strutting in like he's the one who did all the work. You step back, reluctantly, because you know the rules. Males eat first, no exceptions. Your sisters glance at each other and roll their eyes. Typical. He eats first, of course, taking the choicest cuts while the rest of you wait your turn. You grumble under your breath, but you know the drill. His strength keeps rivals away, and your cubs need him to protect the pride. Still, it wouldn't kill him to share a little faster. Male lions may seem like freeloaders, but their role is vital, even though they eat way too much. They defend the pride's territory, protect cubs from rival males, and patrol the boundaries. However, this also means they get first dibs on food, leaving lionesses and cubs to share what's left. Finally, it's your turn. You gnaw on the remaining scraps, feeling the exhaustion settle in. You make a mental note to avoid hunting anywhere near your mate tomorrow. It's not worth the drama. Your muscles are sore from the chase, and your claws ache from the takedown. Every part of you screams for rest, but there's no such thing as a day off in the savannah. While you eat, your cubs tug at your fur, begging for attention. You swat them gently with your tail, letting them know it's not the time, but they don't get the hint. Hunting is not just physically demanding, it's also emotionally draining. Failed hunts mean hunger for the pride, and even successful ones can lead to conflict over food. Despite this, you are incredibly resilient, driven by your bond with the pride and your instinct to protect your cubs. As the day winds down, your cubs, now full from nursing, find a second wind. You'd think the post-meal drowsiness would kick in, but no. Instead, they're busy practicing their hunting skills by ambushing your tail or playfully pouncing on each other. You lie back, trying to catch your breath, but the cubs have other plans. Their favorite game of the evening, joining their dad for a roaring contest. You watch as they toddle over to the big guy, their tiny, squeaky attempts at roaring barely audible compared to his earth-shaking bellows. Still, they give it their all, puffing out their little chests like they're the kings of the savannah. He humors them, letting out a softer roar, just so they feel like they're making progress. You have to admit, it's kind of adorable, even if it means no peace and quiet for you. Male lions use roaring to communicate and establish territory, and cubs often mimic this behavior, treating it as both play and practice. It helps them learn social dynamics and prepares them for their future roles in the pride. But for you, this is the perfect chance to catch a break. You stretch out in the cooling evening air, grateful for even a few minutes of peace before the next day begins. Your cubs may love roaring with their dad now, but you know it's your care, your hunting, and your strength that truly keep the pride going. As the night settles in, you let out a low rumble, your cubs snuggled close. Life as a lioness is relentless. You're a hunter, a mother, a protector, and the glue that holds the pride together. It's exhausting, but it's also rewarding. You are the embodiment of strength and resilience. Without you, the pride wouldn't survive a single day. You're more than just a lioness. You're a force of nature, a symbol of courage and love in its purest form. Your journey is tough, but you never give up, and that's what makes you a true queen of the savannah.